Right from the gate.
Well, it's the jellyfish lady.
Yeah, she's back.
I'm kind of hurting a little.
Yeah, don't worry. This
Worry
might be a
about
little
me.
strange for me, but I at least kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club, and we're back at Higher Gaming.
Welcome. Welcome.
I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Kelvin. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you.
Whoa. Easy.
Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Come on, like he deserves any slack. See, you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And last year, too. I didn't know if you planned to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Oh, jeez.
The club.
Did you do any clubs in school?
I briefly did the tennis club, but that wasn't too fun because all it was a bunch of girls talking and gossiping about their boyfriends. And I'm like, I'm here to actually play. And no one was interested in it, so I didn't continue with that. I did do theater, though.
Oh.
That was a lot of fun.
Where's that? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Oh, I guess that's what that was.
Oh.
Manga is literature.
It is. Even this.
Swiftly
strange as it
defeated,
seems.
Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Like a turd. Sorry. Don't worry, guys. Calvin always gives it his best as long as he's having fun.
Like a turd.
He helps me with busy work without me even asking.
Like a turd.
Like a turd. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
Like a turd.
How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, even from living next door.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You almost set your house on fire.
Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
Oh, really?
How come? You and Kelvin can become good friends too.
Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she has put me into.
No, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Like
she
a
just
turd.
don't give a shit. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori?
Me?
Not really. Don't be shy.
She's like pushing her into the propeller.
All right. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
She seems like a computer more than a person.
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Is that really surprising?
Yuri's like in the middle of trying to like restart her hardware.
She got the blue screen.
Reloading. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. Oh, seems rather harsh.
I expected nothing of you.
So any nice gesture from you was a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Like a turd.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
It's an STD!
It's a grenade! It's a new car!
It's a herniated disc!
Oh my.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
About a herniated disc.
And she whacks me over the head with it.
I didn't want you to feel left out.
Oh.
So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. 101 Ways to Die.
It's a Henry and Mudge.
It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted.
She doesn't know human emotion. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute?
I don't know.
I don't know either. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
That's just being a nice person.
Yuri, thank you. I definitely need to read this. I'll definitely read this.
Really?
I can't even read what I'm saying.
I don't have a lot of faith in your ability to read the book now.
I enthusiastically take the book.
Oh, it's the alphabet!
And whack myself over the head with it.
Oh, phew.
Hoping to knock some knowledge into my brain.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner.
Oh boy.
Yuri's face is already buried in a book. And I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance.
To read? Well, it's a literature club, so yeah.
Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet like the dirty skank she is.
Like a dwarf rat.
I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more.
That's what it is.
But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse from the cover of the book. It looks like the same book she lent to me.
Ah.
She got double copies. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Mm-hmm.
Slow reader too, eh?
Ah.
Ah.
Oh, the music changed.
Oh. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. I was ogling. Again.
The drool didn't help either.
The drool's dripping down my chin again. I'm quite the space cadet. I'm in another planet's orbit now. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out.
Uh-huh.
I thought Uranus had a few moons. I mutter this, sensing I made her comfortable.
Hear about Pluto? Messed up.
Right?
Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can feel like she's carving another notch in her knife.
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious. How come you have two copies of the same book?
Ah.
I caught her!
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday...
She had money to burn.
Ah, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them.
They were stuck together. I see.
Chewed gum.
At the bookstore.
Yep.
There's something fairly obviously here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go because I'm very ignorant.
Yeah.
I'll definitely start reading it
You
soon.
could read it now. I'm glad to hear.
I could read it now.
Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down.
What type of book is it?
A light one. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Yep.
What's it about, anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eye over the back.
She's just reading the description.
Book is titled, or titled, Portrait of Markov. It's this guy named Markov and he's painting himself.
It's like a Lockhart thing.
Then they lock him up because he's all blue. He painted himself. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles. All of a sudden...
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Calvin?
It's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry, but I'm more used to Henry and Mudge. Takes a walk in the woods.
Mention. I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
Yes. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, psych! They're made out to be the naive one for their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans.
Just heard it in my head, like Zoink Scoop.
I'm rambling, aren't I?
Yeah.
Not again. I'm sorry.
Recalculating. Hey, don't apologize. I don't know how to accept it. I haven't lost any interest or anything.
Well, are we gonna hear this poem? Jeez. I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
Stop. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Right?
Yes.
The least I can do is listen. It's literature club after all.
Ah. That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, but right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Ah. Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry.
Reloading.
It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. You'd be a riot over in England.
Sure.
Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
All right.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing.
Oh.
Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting.
Huh.
Yuri is in the corner of my eye.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book.
Uh-huh.
I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
She's just amazed that you can read.
Hers isn't good enough.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, there's gum in your book. The pages are stuck together. No wonder why you're reading on my book. Yuri, you really don't... I really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do.
Please don't ever say that again.
I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
I thought that was Yuri.
No.
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's. Then I trap her inside and leave her there in a dust cloud. Then hold my book more between the two of them.
Ah. I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah! I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah! I do the same with my right arm and the right side of the book.
Wow, I'm learning how to hold a book!
This game is so thrilling.
That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side.
Flips her to her side or flips her off?
Depends on what finger you use. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready
Eh.
to turn the page?
Oh, of course. Sorry. I thought I was a bit distracted for a moment. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right?
Henry and Mudge.
I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer.
Like a turd.
It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn by my own volition.
The only interactivity we've had is picking words.
That's how every day ends. We pick words.
That's the main interactivity?
I think there's times where you can make selection, or, like, you get options. Yeah, and I think there should be one coming up soon. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange.
Does it?
My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might actually be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she almost second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see it into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But Kelvin...
Inclined.
That's probably... a terrible thing to have in common with her.
Like a turd.
Ugh, that's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing.
Is this the anxiety and depression thing they warned us about?
No.
Okay, good.
I guess I more meant that's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Emotions. The second I saw her, I knew it was coming. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. What? That didn't even sound anything like it.
She's a jellyfish. It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close up on my thumb. It hurt like a Martian head noogie.
At least it didn't have teeth yet.
All right. I guess I'll do the same. Some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. Diddly-dum.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Oh, great, she's giving me homework.
I know.
All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before.
I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from the spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit.
Who would have known?
Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself.
Do you?
All right. Who should I show my poem to first?
Well, who do you think is going to be the most entertaining?
Oh yeah, throw it back at me.
You're damn right I am. Are we going for Yuri? Or...
Well, I think we have to go through them all, so it's like, who do we want to start with?
Well, let's start with the top.
Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. After all, we grew up together. We shared bugs.
And baths.
And,
Bats.
And she would steal my soup.
And soap.
And pencils. She stole a lot from me. I should probably call the cops on her. She is, quote-unquote, my good friend.
This is a good poem, Calvin.
Oh, thank you.
Are you sure it's your first time? Wink.
Oh, now I'm bashful. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right.
She sounded drunk off her ass.
It's the tea. Nightshade.
That's why it impressed me.
There's a little bit of brandy in that tea, wasn't there?
It was at least a complete sentence, so that was more than I thought you could do. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously.
Fooled
or
you.
that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Good, so we don't have to mention it.
Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Kelvin. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, are you? Just a lot of shellfish. Trying new things like this for other people.
Well, how do you think Fahrenheit and Celsius got their names out there?
That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. After all, she did drag me here with a chain around my neck.
It's true.
Knowing how much this means to her at all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay?
It's like she's trying to avoid showing me her poem.
Right.
That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right?
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret But I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
That sounds like something you'd write.
I would do better than that.
Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
Sure.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say anything that was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or should I put it? It sounds like just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the last time.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast.
Hey, I agree with
I
that.
get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
It's so much fun. Monica's the best.
When you understand her.
Oh, yeah.
But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Who next?
The next one.
Natsuki. Oh, boy. Oh, get ready to entertainment.
Calvin, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh?
What do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
I'm not a writer. That actually is funny coming from me. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you that what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway,
I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid.
eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Wow. Wow.
I feel like Sayori put more effort into hers.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of lame.
Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
Full of it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Because it sucks?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks the writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
Well, if you're looking at kindergarten books.
Maybe she likes Harry much too. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes,
No.
exactly. I like it easy to read, but it hits you hard.
Does it?
Like in this poem, how was that hard?
That's the anxiety warning right there. You may be disturbed by this.
I am by the intelligence.
Seeing everyone around you doing great things is going to be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps
Why?
bring out the feeling in the last line.
No, it doesn't.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
No, it didn't.
That's what I mean to be a pro.
Sucking.
Oh.
I'm glad you learned something.
You clearly didn't.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
No, I did.
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her.
Okay.
That explains it with the last... Oh, not the last comment, the whole damn thing. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Naki's feeling... Naki.
Noki.
But if Noki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Maybe she might even be civil towards me. Yuri?
Yep.
As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Huh? What?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri's first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. What was that?
Fun noise.
Fun noise?
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
That's... I guess you're right. There was no evidence of it at all. What am I getting so nervous for? There were no witnesses. So, what kind of writing experience do you have?
Can write simple sentences.
Exceeds my expectations. Use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you.
Feels like sauce for the goose.
What does that mean?
Like, she's buttering him up,
Oh.
and then she's gonna sacrifice him to some satanic demon.
You might not be too far off. This is actually my first time, really. She stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that.
I just told you, of course you know that. Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate.
Oh.
In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. That's you.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem.
I almost feel like she's being condescending to me.
Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki could be a little bit biased, Bo.
Oh, I got that opinion, definitely. Biased how?
Well...
Reloading.
Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
That's right. People.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki.
Noki.
Noogie.
It devolves further.
It does. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. Actually, after all, isn't it supposed to be the literature club?
One would think. Ghost, order the light?
Under.
Oh, under the light. Okay, that makes more sense. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I flip them all off. That one was actually a poem.
I sit in a closet, twirling my necklace, chanting a name.
Over and over.
One day.
I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting.
Was it under or over the light?
Order.
Order the light. The light
Ghost,
bulb.
order the light. It must be replaced.
The
No one
mailman
can-
brings you a package and a ghost comes out.
No one can find their way down the tunnel anymore. I'm sorry to have... I already said that.
Yeah, what? I wasn't thinking that at all.
I was.
I was thinking of if I should order or under.
But it took you a long time to read.
It did.
It did.
I wonder if it's spying on us. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's very descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Uh-oh. She cut it short.
Yeah.
Not at all. Sure, that's not the only thing you can do with a knife.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Oh, she's gonna rant again. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
I am a ghost. Boo.
I wasn't expecting that.
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kelvin.
Really? I must have totally missed the point. Must be about the future.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
You know, your portrayal of her is kind of like an airplane. Most of the time, she's like circling the tarmac. But as soon as she's got like a moment where she can talk a lot, you like take off.
There's a lot to unpack.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
She does that a lot and then apologizes for it. Like, oh my god. It's nothing, really. I thought so. Yours was impressive too, so...
Yeah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. You want to surprise me?
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kelvin.
Me too. I think I'm starting to develop your speaking habits. All right. Here we go. Going from Yuri to Monica is like a complete 180.
Yep.
Yeah. Calvin's like, oh crap, all the other girls that can interpret this aren't around.
Yep.
Yeah. What a translator. You're always listening, but you're always talking to him. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I don't know if she'll understand any English or her own flubber bubber. Whatever the hell she says. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I am more settled in. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. I'm very worried. What?
What a barrier we got a learn pass on.
I guess he broke that barrier very early in
A
life.
lot of barriers broken, like the blood-brain barrier.
It's true. I hand Monica my poem. Sound like a bird that was choking on a worm. I know one of those words. Deep. It's like she's trying to are you giving this, like, drowning chicken jellyfish creature a stutter now?
There was always a stutter.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Certain words, yes. She just short circuits on them.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Anyway, it always counts on when I put some effort in. How did she make it to high school?
She's part of a program. Hands across the sea.
The first very special ed student that somehow made it to class Victorian.
Inclusion.
Say lolly.
It's gonna be beanies. Sadness.
Beanies of fatness? Please don't start giving her a lisp, too.
Jellyfish don't have lips.
Lisp.
I know.
Oh.
What do you think a jellyfish with lips would do? Wouldn't know how to use them.
Very challenging understanding this.
That's why there's words.
Both. What? That's a bit of fire.
Oh! Irreversible! All of the time, 3 hours of practice. But I'm sorry, you're not practicing. You want the point.
I swear it sounded like he said something about asking about this. But oh my god. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. I'm not eating Allah.
Haunting.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. It's funny, I think taking your voice portrayal of Monica out of this, I think Monica's actually the most normal of these 4. Who's Dwight? Oh god.
10,000 psychos under the sea.
So you sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Diabla.
Yeah.
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall.
I'm here to have a clue. Oh, I can't see up here. Too late. My head does. Let's go. Bam! And go. Is it a hole? Well, too light like me. I'm too deep. What is it? A hole. Everything's changing. I don't know. I want to look it. I'll look it out. But that's how it's
The end.
Oh, you're done. As you were reading that, it clicked in my mind who you reminded me of. There was this show I want to say it was like back in the 70s or the 80s. We're talking probably around like the time of Mary Tyler Moore. Although that was 60s now that I think of it. But we're talking like kind of just before the golden age of comedy shows. There was this one called Taxi. Danny DeVito was in it. Mm-hmm. And there was this one character, I think his name was like called Luca or something, and he was obviously not an American, but he was like the mechanic that would fix all the taxis, and whenever he spoke, he was like, and then he would always put like emotion behind it, like if you like upset him, he's like,
Okay, then.
but everybody understood it. It was almost like somehow C-3PO was interpreting for them. I don't know.
Bobbying.
It's freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Blah, 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 blah. You got
Blah, 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 blah.
feel like these guys are popular nowadays. Putting it up on top and between what else night. When I put the phone of that loud, it can be powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
That's what I want to bring. You floating my poems to me.
An epiphany.
Something like that. I'm kind of alone to talk about the beep, something like that, because it's going to tongue me.
Sounds like she was going to choke on her own tongue.
Half of tongue.
Everyone is better than each other. You don't mind like right? You put it there.
Your Brovix? What the hell's your Brovix? Sounds like something that should never be exposed to daylight. I puddled myself.
And then a demon will come out.
Sure, she's a jellyfish, not an octopus.
Maybe she's a squid.
She seems to know a lot about ink.
Flow.
Flow.
I'm already.
Okay.
Everybody
Phew.
I second that. I second that.
I bet you do. I'm surprised your tongue is still in your mouth. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated, interpreting whatever the hell Monica just said. It's as if everyone is judging me now for my mediocre writing abilities.
They are.
Oh. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs.
I don't know, that breakfast one.
Natsuki.
Yeah, that one sucked too.
This is Literature Club after all. I sigh. I guess that's why I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly express sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. Why was it so hard for me to read that word?
We've been reading a lot.
I am. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What is this language?
Did you say something?
No, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
I'm trying for a human emotion.
And failing.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
I bet you do.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it.
Jesus.
Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. Even Kelvin did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some of my suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Kelvin liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, it's on.
Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Kelvin appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
I am. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
You...
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Kelvin started showing up.
What? Natsuki. You noticed. This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turn towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Uh-oh.
Kelvin. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Kelvin.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and mean the most effectively.
I kind of agree with that.
Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Kelvin?
Well,
how did I get myself dragged into this in the first place? Oh yeah, I was horny. But
Yeah.
whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Who should I agree with?
I don't know. You pick.
Uh,
I picked the poem order.
the what?
The order to pick them to show the poem to. So you
Oh.
pick this one.
Oh crap. Oh. Are you saying I should pick whoever I picked first for the poems? I like Yuri. Natsuki? You're right. You're right. I liked your poem. See, I didn't pick Natsuki. I picked Yuri.
Yeah, you did. It's gonna be the switcheroo.
wait.
Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not
what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously.
I understand. Yuri? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
What? Natsuki clenched her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to.
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Well,
Somebody's angry. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash.
dramatic.
That's okay.
She really... I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in the adjacent chair.
Sigh.
Everything all right?
Yeah. I'm so embarrassed.
I can
Can't
tell.
believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could anyone have gotten frustrated after being treated like that?
Oh my god, this just goes on and on. Who cares?
Handle
Jesus.
it. Well, it could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Kelvin, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now.
It's nothing.
He should have joined the football club. Oh, one more thing. That thing that Nutsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So,
what thing did Natsuki say?
well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea.
Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
thank God.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well,
Hey,
mostly.
she's back.
She's back. Yeah, I'd say the same. Whatever you just said. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. You're like an autistic chicken. I think to myself,
I've been doing a lot of that.
I did learn a little more than about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress.
It's certainly not the gaming audience.
I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Oh, God. Kelvin, ready to walk home? Yes.
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together.
It'd be a lot more entertaining if she was shooting beams at him.
I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either.
Good for you.
Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Oh, my God. What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki.
Oh, who cares?
Does that thing happen often?
No. It's really the first time I've seen them fighting like that. They're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
I'm beginning to.
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Calvin, you're not gonna spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is gonna be so much fun.
No, it's not.
Sigh.
This game
He
is
actually
really
said it?
wearing on me.
I can tell.
Oh my god,
It
this is
looks
going
like
on forever.
Sayori still has caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there?
Yeah, it should.
Well, just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that
Throw her down the sewer.
more to myself. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
let's do this.
Ugh, grief.
Grief?
Oh, are we going for Yuri again?
Do you want to?
Oh, I don't know. This is really wearing on me. This is not my style game at all.
Well, let's...
Dazzle.
This is kind of why I did not think that you would last along with this one.
Yeah, well, if this was shorter episodes, I'd do a lot better, but this has gone on forever. Entropy. Mouse.
Mouse.
Sticky.
Sticky.
Blanket.
There we go.
Clumsy.
You're just picking the first word you see.
Incongruent. Yes. Heaven sent.
What does that mean?
Wrath. Sent from above.
What
Wrath.
Oh, wrath. I was looking for laugh.
Unending. Explode. Defeat.
You're choosing some very key words.
Feather. Agonizing. Death. Misfortune. Tragedy.
The real horror is watching you unravel.
Judgment.
Yeah, I can definitely sense that.
Depression.
Well, I guess we'll find out the next time we dive into this game.
However long it may be, we'll see what the response is. But God, this really kind of went downhill for me. Oh, there's just nothing to do. Except talk jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Well, I hope you got some enjoyment out of it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like and subscribe. And we post weekdays, so we'll hope to catch you next time.
Yeah, until then.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you then.
Bye.
Let me tell you about the chocolate cakes on which I made many of them. That's why I look very pudgy.